All right, so we finished the DLC. We're back in Sector 7, and we're finally here. This is the final episode of the Let's Play.
Moogle.
Moogle.
Nobody here but us Moogles.
We got, like, the DLC also has its own post-game, where, you know, there's hard mode, there's a couple extra arena fights, and also they changed...
4-player board game.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Fort Condor stuff in hard mode has been changed, just like the boss fights get changed in hard mode. All of your opponents have new altered versions of the boards they played with in normal mode. So it's either, you know, their stats are a little better, or they have a different layout of, you know, game pieces they're using, and or their AI is just better and more aggressive.
Right, yeah.
So we won't be, like, checking out all these. I'm just going to show two off. I'm going to show off Kyrie, and then we'll just fight hard mode Chadley.
Yeah, of course. You have to fight Chadley. He's getting too big for his britches. You got to show him who's boss.
Yeah. Yeah, there's also some rule changes to how Fort Condor works in hard mode. In normal mode, you could win just by having the person with the most remaining, like, outposts left. So even if you didn't take out the opponent's, like, big bird in the middle, if you took out one of their smaller birds and you had all yours left, you won. No longer the case. You have to kill the big bird or you lose.
You have to kill Big Bird.
You have to kill Big Bird.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, you have to kill Big Bird.
Well, I'm working on getting some dogs to bite Big Bird right now, so...
And this is how we finally defund PBS.
Yay! Now what can we do with that money?
You can buy one gun.
Yes! One big gun.
It's not that big.
Just one gun. Fuck you, children. And yeah, there's also rule changes to... like, there could be sudden death, where if you were tied at the end, you would go to sudden death, and your gauges, both yours and your opponents, would just fill up really fast, so you just crank out units really fast. That has also changed, so if I remember correctly, there is no sudden death. I think it's just straight up like, hey, if you don't take out the big bird in time, like, you just lose. And, like, most of the updated Fort Condor opponents aren't too bad. The thing is that there are no new boards for you to get. You have to deal with what you got. So, like, using the assassin board here, that I was able to just wipe through most of the opponents pretty easily before. The assassin board isn't the greatest board to use now. Like, yeah, it can have lots of units. Yeah, it has lots of ATB and it recharges really fast. But you don't have any materia using that board. And also, it's actually kind of a disadvantage at a certain point to have so many units in your board, because once you use a unit, you can't use it again until you cycle through all of the other ones first. Yeah, it's basically like having a large deck of cards. Fuck, I can't draw the one I really need right now. So actually going with something like, I forget which board I'm using here right now, but only having, like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 units in here instead of the maximum 8 makes it a lot easier to pull up dogs when I need them to bite the big bird.
Yeah.
Also materia here to both put a regen spell to heal my guys and a protect spell on top of them so they take less damage while healing themselves. That's like the main strategy of this board I'm using, is just to get here and then plop down those 2 spells so they can't die. Yeah, but doing the Fort Condor stuff in hard mode gets you more skill books that get you more skill points.
Yes.
Yeah, because just hitting the level cap of 50 doesn't get you all the skill points you need to level up your weapons to max. And of course, there are still other game pieces to get if you didn't get them on your normal run through. There is actually one new board to get that I could have gotten on my normal playthrough. You can get Chadley's board after you beat him. The Grandmaster board.
Grandmaster board.
And like,
And you need all those skill points because eventually you're gonna fight Weiss, and you want that to go quick before he tells you about his taste in how, you know, anime's really only good when there's a high body count. That's how I measure. That's how I measure quality. How many people die in it? They don't even have to be named people.
Yeah, that is his taste in anime. You're right. So yeah, going up against hard mode Chadley with a Grandmaster board. It's the only way I can manage to beat him is with this fucking board. on hard mode, at least. Yeah, despite him having, like, the facility units that crank out tons of guys and stuff...
You mean cheating.
Yeah,
you said
cheating.
it before. We can say Chadley's a cheater.
Yep. Actually, the best units to use are, like, the most basic-ass ones. Because they're all really cheap, and so you can crank out specific guys to, like, go straight ahead instead of having to make a facility and wait for the guys to slowly crank out. And so, like, battles with hard mode on battles with Chadley on hard mode, either you win in about 15 seconds, or he slowly whittles you down over the course of 3 minutes and you lose. And no matter what, whenever you get up to his big bird, it just becomes a clusterfuck of every enemy being just like, look at this, what's happening?
I think you're winning.
Yeah, I've got 2 dogs. They're both about to bite the big bird. I'm good. And the 2 materia spells, well, there's 3 materia spells with the Grandmaster board. There's lightning, which just does a lot of damage. There's arrow, which does damage over time, and then there's the stop spell, which just freezes enemies from attacking for a little bit.
If the ninja have all these secrets, should they be publishing them in a 7-volume set?
You know? Probably
it's not
not
secrets anymore.
Yeah.
If Harper Knopf knows them, they ain't secret.
There was one really enterprising ninja who decided to dispel all of the secrets and make a bunch of money while doing it. You know, like the masked
Secrets
magician.
Of the Masked Ninja.
Yeah. And also on hard mode, when you go to like the very beginning of the Shinra facility in Chapter 2, there is a new arena that you could not get to before. And it's not like as big of an arena as the ones from the main game. There's only 3 fights total in this one. But yeah, now that we've hit this point, like, you can... I didn't max out any of their weapons. I didn't go through Chapter 2 to get the remaining skill books there or anything. But as long as you've got the majority of them, you can get through the super boss in here just fine. You don't have to max out everything. But before we can unlock the super boss, we got these other 2 fights first.
Okay. If you're putting them in a public access VR fight, it's not secrets.
No.
It's not secrets.
We are using the Cackstar again, though. Just because this fight is just a very good way to show the little Cactuar caper move. Because these guys are weak enough that just a Cactuar running into them just sends them flying into the air, so...
Call that a callback. It's the last video of the series.
Another one.
And really, these first 2 fights aren't too difficult. They're really more there for just easy ways to get a lot of AP to level up your materia.
Yeah.
And it also provides an opportunity to fight a couple of enemy types you only see like once throughout the DLC, like these deep ground soldiers.
Yeah. I don't know. I never thought of a guy with helicopter hands as Shinra's dark secret. They send those guys out all the time.
I think that's one of the helicopter guys that has the ability where they can disperse like gas out of their hands. It's just got to be like a war crime thing, really. Just biological
something
weapons.
Shinra's never been secretive about. It's practically in the advertising.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. While I was like recording this footage and just like leveling up off screen and stuff, I heard a couple new NPC like comments in Sector 7 that I had never heard before.
Trains?
No. One of them was about a kid who decided he knew what was going to be popular this year. He says something along the lines of, you know, I've called it. What's going to be popular this year is going Moogle mode. What does that mean? Going Moogle mode?
I mean, Yuffie's ahead of the curve, then.
Yeah.
She's the most Moogle-pilled of all of our characters.
I guess so,
She's
yeah.
a Moogle cell. No, I will not define these terms. I don't have to. You can't make me.
Okay, you know what? That's fair, though, because anyone who thinks up of any blank cell term, they don't know what the fuck it means either.
No one knows. No one cares.
You see that shit where somebody who's way into AI art called people who draw cells and paint pigs? What the fuck is this shit? You don't know what words you're saying out of your stupid ass mouth. You're just mad that when you were 8 years old, you lost the Christmas card drawing contest at school. Shut up.
We're the best there ever was.
That's the spirit.
Yuffie came in third place and decided that meant the winner.
Yeah.
She, you cannot get her down. Midgarian monsters. Ooh. And the final round is just a mirror. Whoa.
Whoa. This first fight is just a big crowd of bugaboos. Again, love saying bugaboo. This is the same as one of the arena fights in the main game, where it's like the main way to grind AP really fast because the bugaboos.
Your time materia.
Yeah.
In that very same fight.
Like, you know, after you beat the game, you get like double or triple the amount of AP you normally get. By default, you would get 36 AP from those bugaboos. So like, you don't even have to play this entire arena all the way through. Like, after you kill the bugaboos and get the AP, you can just pause the game and restart the fight, and you keep the XP you got. So like, you can grind stuff pretty fast.
I don't remember fighting that ostrich. When was this?
This was in the factory by Sector 7 when you're trying to find Jija as he's getting chased by guards.
Okay. Yes. I kind of remember the big rock.
Yes. Yeah, I was talking about how this monster is paying homage to a very similar bird monster from Monster Hunter. Because like the lead combat designer in this game was like one of the lead combat designer on Monster Hunter World.
I'm not done.
Nice one.
Yeah. Weird bird. There's just a lot of big birds in this episode. And they all have to die.
And they all gotta die. Elmo brings in the merch bucks this year. And for the last like 30 years.
Yeah.
Big bird, we don't need you anymore.
Yeah. Legacy character. Who cares? It's Elmo time.
We're giving your lines to Telly Monster. No one's cared about him in forever. It's time for a comeback.
I think it's really weird. Like, because I follow a couple, like, things on Twitter, it's like, hey, here's some deals of video game shit. There's always lots of deals on, like, those Final Fantasy VII figurines. But they've never made one of Yuffie with her actual outfit. It's only Moogle mode Yuffie.
Because that's the next big thing. People go in Moogle mode.
I guess so.
They're trying to, like... You make a prediction, then you force that prediction to become true.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're really good at predictions.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the scam. That's the scheme here. I don't buy it. No Moogle mode. No Moogle mode. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I will not be Kupo-pilled. I'm not going to do it.
I'm not feeling either. Chocobo mode. Maybe.
Choco mode.
Yeah, Choco mode.
Choco mode.
Choco mode. Okay, so going Choco mode just means that you eat the leaves that Chocobos eat, the gizzle leaves.
Yeah, you eat a lot of salads.
Yeah.
Like a chocobo?
Choco mode
Apparently
is...
you run a lot. It's a fitness forward mentality.
Yeah. Choco mode is a new lifestyle / diet. It just means that you get to be really annoying about eating salads.
With the power of his providence.
Excuse me, I don't eat normal salads. I eat smart salads. They come in a fancy container. This is the only way to go Choco mode.
I have to go run 7 miles, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't pull any punches. Nice one. Get lost.
I have to go start an internet subculture based around this. Is it highly toxic and perhaps a little cult-like? I don't know. There's a lot of
Watch
money.
out for guys named Sam.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
He's just mad because he tried to start his own thing and it didn't work out.
Yeah, kidnapping people.
Yeah.
It did not go well.
Look, I've been seeing a lot of examples on the news lately. You can be any type of scumbag and get famous from it, so I want to go public with being a human trafficker, and I want to make a whole thing around it. What do you mean you're raiding my house? I was filming a new rap video!
Well, Cloud, if you want to come on down to Sector 8, I'll show you my Bugatti.
So the rewards for these first two... the rewards for these first two things are enfeeblement rings, which is just a way for us to see everyone going frog mode.
Hell yeah! Oh my god, yes!
Yeah,
Yes!
Yuffie going frog mode or toad mode, don't know which, is extremely good. The little throwing star,
Headband.
the little headband is super cute.
Nice.
Super cute. I love it.
Look at that. She's still kicking ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, the bug is the natural prey of the frog. You should be doing better, actually.
Yeah. And of course we got Sonon,
Oh, Sonana Frogman.
who he just got a little stick on his back.
Frogs love sticks.
They do. It's very true. I'm excited to see what the fuck Red 13 is gonna look like as a toad. Oh. What's that gonna look like?
The only frog with a mohawk.
Yeah.
Do not set your frogs on fire as part of the visual development process. Please do not do this.
Yeah, let's not. So this is the actual super boss fight in the DLC arena. It's 3 fights in a row. It's summons plus one extra guy at the end.
Yes. So you have to have your assess materia
Well,
Try and keep
the,
up.
the
playing with one slot behind your back.
yeah.
How you like this?
Uh,
Goes the ninja.
and so this means, yeah, we gotta fight hard mode Bahamut with only 2 people instead of 3 like last time.
Yeah, seems bad.
Yeah, it's actually a little easier, mainly because one of Yuffie's abilities is a Brumal form, which just lets her phase through all of his attacks if you have good enough
That's
timing.
true. There are the ways that Yuffie's built as a character that she's basically 3 people.
Yeah. And Bahamut still works the same way where, you know, he has that countdown leading up to his big Mega Flare attack, and when he's counting down and like charging up to that attack, if you hit him hard enough, he gets pressured. There's a little trick to like filling up more of his pressure gauge each time you do that, which is like, you know, he's pressured and he just kind of slumps
Ask
down.
him to call his mom.
Yeah.
Tell him it's her birthday and he forgot.
Oh yeah, really guilt him. Yeah, when he like slumps down here, you know, you can sync up and just do like the infinite synergy melee combo that's good at filling up the meter. But eventually he stands up and like charges up his aura, which knocks you back, but if you perfect dodge through it, you don't get hurt and you can keep hitting him for a little bit longer.
Yes, yes.
You can stagger him in just by pressuring him twice.
Look at what the familial guilt has done to him.
No,
brought
my mommy.
Brought low by mother's birthday.
Gotta love this.
A lot of people don't know, but that is the main weakness of dragons. It's just familial
Every
guilt.
king of dragons has a queen mother that's very disappointed.
Yeah, and of course this guy still summons his roommate Ifrit. Or Ifrit, excuse me.
Yuffie says it however she wants.
Yeah. Also with the materia setup I have with this one, Yuffie has the fire and elemental materia linked up in her armor slot, so Ifrit can do 0 damage to her this entire fight, because all of his attacks are fire. He doesn't have a single non-fire attack. Like, really the danger in this fight isn't so much Yuffie getting owned, it's Sonon getting owned. Because he cannot perfect dodge through things like I can. The first time I did this, like, infinite synergy melee combo, I thought I broke the game. It's like, should I just be going forever like this? But nope. Very intentional.
There you go.
Back to it.
Hey.
Come on.
You didn't give me a share of the rent. Why'd you have to do that?
Ifrit's the responsible one. Bahamut's the annoying one.
Yeah.
He's the layabout who won't get a job, doesn't call his mother on his birthday.
The cable is in his name. Do you understand how hard this is gonna be?
It's extremely fun just be able to sit here and just mash the button and Ifrit's just punching me over and over and nothing happens when he does so. It's gotta be really frustrating. Like, you're kind of a god and you're punching a little teenage girl and she just doesn't even flinch.
Yeah. And then hits you for 999. Oh, it's time for my revenge.
It's too many house
Wake
calls.
me from my 1,000-year slumber, will you?
We called him way too many times at the end of the DLC, like, understandably very upset.
If you don't want to button your pants, then wear robes. Like a sensible person.
There's nothing under here. It's just the robes hiding me from the world. Well, okay, boots. There's boots down there, but that's it.
But you don't want me walking on a stone, do you? Oh, between my toes, I hate it.
My feet are 3,000 years old, somehow 1,000 years older than the rest of me. I need the boots.
They're orthopedic, you see.
The whole foot thing's a long story. There was another wizard. There was a spell involved on my feet.
Try and keep up.
They're family feet, you see.
Yeah, passed down
Heirloom
generation.
feet from my grandfather. They say I have my father's nose, but no, he kept that to the grave.
It was a banging nose. I really wanted it.
Looked sort of like Tom Cruise, you know.
It's over. Little, don't pull any punches.
Oh, and since this is hard mode, Rama here, he's able to show off a bunch of attacks. He wasn't able to show off a normal mode because I just killed him way too fast. Yeah, when he has these sparks out, he gets a bunch of new attacks. The big this thing. He can throw his wand around or his staff around like a
he
big...
can just kill Sonon, who has no sense of self-preservation.
Yep. He can throw his staff around and have it orbit around the arena. If you don't take him out quick enough, he will eventually just do his big attack he does when you summon him. Which, if you want to survive, you gotta have at least half of your health and also mana ward on to half the damage. And there's still one more attack he has that he never showed off, which is a shame. I thought it was the coolest looking one. When he's got those sparks orbiting him, he will grab one of the sparks with his staff, and it turns into a giant, like a giant ball and chain, like a mace, and he just starts swinging it around, and when he smashes stuff, like lightning strikes. It's really cool looking.
Oh, God.
Really, I think he's just jealous of anyone with better skin than him. Which is any living person with skin.
My skin is like vellum. It retains ink very well, but it's awful. It doesn't matter how much I moisturize. Maybe I should go do this whole choco mode thing. Maybe the diet will help.
So the third and final boss is a updated palette-swapped version of this guy. Yeah, the Pride and Joy Mark .5. The first thing he always does is he grabs Sonon and holds him in his big robo hand. So when we fought this guy,
I would build this man. Just for the record, I would build this man.
Yeah, he's fun. I like his claw hands. Yes, the Mark .5, different moves, different AI, and all that. Significantly harder than when you fight him as a super boss in the main game. Because, like, as I said back when we did that, like, the fight before him, that's Bahamut and Ifrit, is a lot harder than the Pride and Joy ends up being. And I think they saw that in general. So I've seen a fair amount of other people go like, man, the Pride and Joy is actually pretty easy as a final super boss. And they went, well, instead of updating the Pride and Joy, we'll just make a way fucking harder one and throw them in the DLC. Because, yeah, the main thing he does is he grabs Sonon. You can eventually free him after doing a lot of damage to his hand. But you can't attack his legs to make him fall over like the original Pride and Joy.
Yeah, they reinforced it.
Yep. He's chunkier. And, like, the main attack you really have to watch out for is an attack he's already used once or twice, which are the giant beam cannon lasers. Because they do, like, 5,000 or 6,000 damage on contact. They're fast enough, they track you fast enough that you can't just run away from it. You have to, like, repeatedly use Brumal form to dodge through it.
Yeah.
Or you have to very quickly get behind him because he can't turn around fast enough to get behind. Yeah, like, it just covers your whole screen. And then the other thing is he's got a couple different moves that can stun you, and if you ever get stunned, he will just walk over to you and then just fall over on top of you, which also does an ass load of damage.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, if you get hit by any of his smaller lasers and you're not dodging or rolling or blocking or whatever, like, yeah, you will get stunned by it. You can get stunned multiple times in a row before you can recover, which really fucking sucks.
Hooray! Oh, I love that. Can't get enough of that.
It's pretty rare, and most of the time it doesn't happen because Sonon will distract them long enough, but yeah.
Time to kick some butt.
Yeah, still weak to lightning. Also, having the immunity to fire attacks also helps here, because when you're trying to attack him up close, his knees will spew flames a lot of the time. He's got flamethrowers in the knees.
Oh, okay. As long as it's a flamethrower, not a design defect.
Yeah.
And common twist. Got you now. How you like this?
If we weren't supposed to build giant killer robots, why are they so cool? Ever think about that?
Yeah. I'm on the same page here.
I'm glad we killed Big Bird. If this is what we're getting out of it?
Hell yeah. All that funding that went to Big Bird. I'm glad that joke made sense. Because here he comes, just falling over.
Come on!
How do you like this harmonic twist?
And also, just to be super safe, summoning the wizard one more time.
That's your cue.
Oh, I'm glad we patched up our differences. Okay.
I like that by the end of this Let's Play, Rama has been the guy who's been summoned the most by far. He's here every episode, man.
I was just playing cards with Fat Chocobo.
He's so chill.
Cheats like the Dickens, though.
He'll lend you weed from his stash, no questions asked, and he doesn't ask for anything in return. And I need a lot of it because I'm so big, and so is he. We're both big. We need so much weed.
The reward, by the way, for being the super boss are 2 of those accessories that give you, like, infinite limit breaks. So that's the end of, like, all the extra post-game content for the DLC, but
Sure.
there's still one thing left. When you finish the DLC, it pops up with a little window saying, like, hey, you should go check out Chapter 17 of the main game, if you've beaten it already. Because, yeah, the DLC adds one new thing to the main game, and that is one additional super boss. So, this is a continuation when we saw Chadley get emailed Vice.
Initiate projection sequence.
Wait a minute. I thought this was a link to Vice News. Oh, no.
What do you make of your new form, Vice? We've replicated everything about you, from thought patterns to stress responses. You should, however, notice some improvements due to my latest update. Indeed, I'd venture to say you're stronger now than you've ever been.
Stronger than I've ever been. A big claim.
Now, Chadley, you had the chance to turn him into a cat boy, and you didn't. Why is this?
Hojo expressly requested no cat boys.
Given that this is merely a training exercise,
Vice, I made you a slime girl girlfriend.
Yes. I've always imagined what that would be like.
Wisely.
That's not a bad guy laugh. I'm just thinking about all the things you can do with a slime girlfriend. Yeah. Hey folks, I hear there's a weird guy in that room over there. I think we should probably beat the shit out of that guy before he does anything else. Even the dog is cool with this. So yes, this is one last super boss. Pretty difficult. So just kind of going through the setup real quick for it.
It's been so long since
been
we've
so
seen our
long.
main boys.
I know, it's weird, right?
They're all boys.
Yeah.
Tifa, Aerith, they're all boys.
Yep. They're all bros.
They're all part of my boys.
Yeah. The gang, the boys. So yeah, for both Cloud and Tifa, we're going with their weapons that deal the most damage, trying to boost their attack stats as high as possible. And for the setup for the whole party here, there's a lot of stuff that gets shared between everybody. Both Cloud and Tifa will have the parry materia. Everyone has
Who got stuck with assess?
Cloud.
Yeah.
Yep. Cloud has both Cloud and Aerith have prayer materia. Cloud also has an extra just normal healing materia. Yeah, everyone's got to have steadfast block to reduce damage. Everyone's got to have HP ups to have just as much HP as possible. And everything else is just focused around having as high physical defense as we can without sacrificing materia slots. Everyone's got to have revival because it's very easy to die in this fight. And for Aerith specifically, we just need to crank up her magic attack stat as high as humanly possible. The magic attack stat is the stat you can get the highest in this game. It's 452.
Ooh.
Most other stats you can only really get as close as to, I don't know, upper 200s, lower 300s at most. yeah, a lot of common materia between everybody, just because there's just a lot you need to not die instantaneously, basically.
I mean, he's easier to look at than Nero. I'll say that.
That's true.
We've added a new individual's data to the combat simulator. I can't divulge any details, but I can say its existence is both highly classified
Mr.
and
Cloud,
extremely
I'm Disney
dangerous.
pounding Donald Duck.
To be
Have you
completely
noticed?
honest, I had some misgivings about implementing it. Even now, I'm still not entirely sure I made the right decision. However, I do believe that engaging it in combat will yield vital information.
Hey guys, I might have really fucked up on this one. You want to play with me?
If you're willing to try, I'd appreciate the help.
Don't even talk to him. Don't say a word to Chad.
No. It's just he's gonna be talking the whole fight in the background, commentating. Just tune him out. Yes, the new fight is 3-person team versus the Immaculate One.
Oh.
Hard mode only, and you're not allowed to bring in the accessory that gives you limit breaks.
Oh, no.
But if you beat this, you do get 2 more of those accessories, and it's extremely fun to steamroll everything with non-stop limit breaks.
Oh, dolphins everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Like my last month of TV.
They shall be slashed, strangled, and slaughtered. Beaten, stabbed, and crushed. Garroted and impaled. Shot and executed.
Those are the many ways I can cook potatoes.
Now,
Let the hunt begin.
Gun katana.
Yes, his katanas.
Gun katana.
His katanas shoot bullets. It's true.
Come on, whatever.
So fighting Vice is like if you were playing this game and suddenly Dante from Devil May Cry jumped in. Now
Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. So if we check Vice out again, unable to read. Got to really do something about literacy in Midgar. But yes, he is the leader of the deep ground unit. He has greater resistances to both magic and physical damage, so basically when you hit him, you do like single points of damage. And assess does not, like, this is a puzzle fight. You got to figure out the ways to get him pressured.
Right.
All of his
He has the ability to stab.
Yes, stab. All of his attacks here are physical based, so again, that physical defense stat is why we wanted it so high. And also, just applying barrier to the whole party when you can to cut his damage in half, essentially. But yeah, all of his attacks many of his attacks can juggle you. But he's got a couple unblockable attacks, like that crosswise cleave, where, like, if he whiffs it, like, if you just dodge out of the way of it, or he doesn't hit you in time, he becomes pressured. And the easiest...
And if you don't do that, Cloud becomes dead.
Yeah, a lot of his attacks turn into, like, very long combos that you can get stuck in. The good thing is, he's weak from the back, so if he's pressured and you hit him in the back, he gets juggled. Like a little dumb idiot, maybe? And so having Tifa in your party for this makes this fight a lot easier to handle because he's super aggressive. He always chases after whoever you're controlling.
Yes.
With Tifa's parry, you can just slide out of the way of him non-stop as he whiffs attacks.
The ultimate warrior's greatest weakness, a woman.
No!
No, I was never trained for this.
Damn it! So yeah, the parry materials for Cloud and Tifa also make pressuring him easier because it makes it easier to dodge through his attacks if you can't get out of the way in time. Another key part of the strategy here is, using Tifa, since she's the fastest, to draw his aggro away from the rest of the party so that they can slowly build ATB and heal each other and do, like, support-based things without having to worry about being interrupted by him. Also, if he does a stab move, if you dodge towards him, you'll do that little thing you could do during Reno's fight too, which is just hop over him and avoid the attack.
You ready? Go on!
Also, having parry and Tifa means that you can cancel out of her ability that builds stagger really fast. So you can fit a couple in the very short time that he is pressured. And when you get him really close to being staggered, you don't want to stagger him right away. You want to wait until everybody has all of their gauges like completely filled up.
Yeah.
So that you can like lay into him as hard as possible. We've got Aerith's big old Ray of Judgment, which
Yes.
one.
Missed that. It's been a long time.
Big ass laser, hell yeah! But the big ass laser also increases stagger percentage, along with half of Tifa's moveset does that as well. So just try to get him like as close to 300% damage as possible and just wail on him. Because after you take off a lot of Vice's health, he decides, you know what? I gotta do something different. Here's a big fucking gun. So when he pulls out this gun, the game he is from, Dirge of Cerberus, he never fights with this big gun. It's actually a weapon from one of the other members of the Sviets that he is from. But yes, once he pulls out the gun, new moves, different weaknesses and stuff, he is now completely immune to physical damage, but he takes normal damage from magic. He does a lot of magic damage, also mixes of both physical and magic at the same time. And if you do not kill Vice before he shifts back to his sword mode, there's a good chance you might die when he uses this unblockable move called Immaculate End. It is not an instant kill move, but it certainly feels like it. Yeah, there are ways to survive Immaculate End. If you have any of the accessories on that keep you from dying and break afterwards, those work. If you have weapons equipped that have the reprieve skill learned and you haven't died yet, those people will survive that move. Also, if you have a fuckload of health, like if you're like at 8,000, 9,000 hit points, and you have barrier on, so you can half the damage, you can survive that move too.
Sure.
But good luck. And he's got this other move, Rejuvenation, here. When he pops that out, his stagger gauge turns blue, and he starts healing his stagger. It starts decreasing. And so the way to increase his pressure gauge here is simply just pelting him with magic, because it's the only thing that does damage right now.
Yeah.
But now you're like in a race to try to deal more magic damage than he can heal, so you can keep his bar up.
My turn.
Like magic spells that do a lot of damage do more stagger damage too, but they take a long time to cast, so it's actually better to use the weaker spells because you can cast them faster, and also magic spells that hit more than once. So like, if you're in Aerith's magic circle, to cast 2 spells, or the ice spell which hits once and then explodes, or Tifa's chi orbs attack, because that's just magic damage pelting him constantly.
There we go, yeah!
It's your turn now.
I have not done it personally, maybe I will someday, but it is actually possible to beat Vice solo with any of the party members. You could absolutely solo Vice if you want.
I love that song from Sound of Music, Solo Vice.
This is what's possible when you transcend the flesh.
Good to know.
I love being an email.
Either way, see you in deep ground.
You won't.
We're not going there.
We're not going there. One of our friends later might go there, but that's a whole separate game that we will pretend doesn't exist. Goodbye.
It's a win, but still.
But yes, the little bit there showing Hojo and all that too. Another just wink and nudge towards fans of Dirge of Cerberus. Not a surprise that Hojo may be involved with emailing super soldiers.
Emailing very annoying super soldier.
Oh yeah. And so that's the final super boss. That's everything Final Fantasy VII Remake has, which is to say a lot of stuff.
You're all goddamn-ranged up. You're boom Howard to the teeth.
Goddamn, Bobby. Yes, it's a fun reward just to have like a way to essentially break the balance of the game in a big way, and just like melt every enemy, even on hard mode, really. Except for Vice, you still can't use them on Vice.
Well, no, this is the path of the honorable warrior. You don't want to disappoint Chadley.
Vice is a guy who would get into an argument on Gaia Online about whether or not swords or guns are the superior weapon. And his answer is
he's found the synergy.
well, yeah, that's his final decision, and he's also the mod there, so he closes the thread when he says, "You know what? Both." But yeah, that
Vice would never close a thread. He'd never walk away from a fight.
that's true. But yeah, that's it for Final Fantasy VII Remake for now. The sequel's coming out winter? Probably not. They'll delay that. But for now, goodbye, Chadley.
I just like Red 13 sulking in the bottom of that picture, watching this touching reunion between father and son.
I love you, my son. My android son. I've taught you so much through combat data.
Chadley.
Chadley?